Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria. If you watch this video and you enjoy it, don't be shy, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Today I have a video for you on undergoing trauma and the victim mentality. So if you feel as if you have a victim mentality, right, or people have told you have a victim mentality, most people that have this victim mentality have gone through some level of trauma. And in the case of this particular YouTube channel, let's just say it's narcissistic abuse, whether that be a narcissistic marriage, relationship, childhood, upbringing, or in a lot of cases, both. So that might be where this victim mentality stems from. This is just another way of saying something happened and you weren't able to cope with it. You didn't cope with the trauma. You didn't feel, process, and move on from your feelings. Instead, you think that it happened to you. Right? You don't take any responsibility for the things that happen in your life. And you look at the world as if it is negative and there's going to be negative things that are going to constantly happen to you. And you are not taking responsibility for it. Instead, you are just portraying this negative outlook on your own life. So let's just say you have this unresolved trauma. You have these core wounds inside of you from your trauma in childhood or from your last relationship. So you have a core wound of abandonment. You have a core wound of embarrassment, of shame. And this is coming out of you as anger, rage, this victim mentality. Right? So this is how you're showing the world that you have this unresolved anger, that you're this unresolved pain inside of you, that you're not looking inwards and you're not healing it. Instead, you have this victim mentality. So because you're carrying around this negative way of thinking, let's just say it like that, you're carrying this around when other instances happen in your life. Let's say you get into a car accident, you get into a fender bender, you live out here in LA and traffic just stops and the person behind you is going a little too fast and they ran into you. Okay, so it's called an accident because it's an accident, right? But a lot of times, because of our circumstances in life, we get angry, get enraged, get upset, depending on what we're going through in life. If we have a victim mentality, we may look at this accident as if you were doing this to me. Now what? Now my finances, I have no money. I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. I'm not going to be able to get groceries this month. I cannot believe this happened to me. Why did you do this to me? This happened to me because bad things always happen to me. What did I do to deserve this? What do I do to deserve all of this? Okay, so if you have a victim mentality, it might show that way. If you are fired from your job, or you're laid off from your job. Okay, so because you were laid off from your job, your boss has something out for you. He was the worst boss in the world and he wanted you fired and you didn't do anything. By the way, none of this is your fault. You didn't brake early. You didn't slam on your brakes when you were driving. You never did anything wrong at your job. You were pretty much the best employee and, your boss let you go, you have no idea why, but now it messed you up. You don't, your rent's not going to get paid, and woe is you. No one else has problems as big as mine. Okay, so that's how we're looking at the world through these lenses of this victim mentality. So what do we do about this, right? Or somebody who has this victim mentality. What do we do to move forward? So the first thing you can do is, when you have the victim mentality, you think things are happening to you, right? What about changing that mindset and thinking that things are happening for you? So that car accident, if you live to tell, I mean, you're alive, right? Things could be worse. Someone could be hurt, right? So if both parties are okay, count your blessings, right? These are things that happened for you in your job. You know what? When we lose a job, which we have all lost a job or not gotten a job in a job interview that we liked, well, guess what? Did you ever hear anybody say that something better will come? You know, something better is going to be lined up for you. It wasn't for you. It just wasn't for you. There's something else in the plan of your life. So things are not just happening to you. Things are happening for you. And that's your choice. You can think one of two ways. So another thing that you can do is admit that we all have toxic traits. All the time, whatever you're going through, it's not always someone else's fault. You know, if you get into a fender bender, just because the person behind you hit you doesn't mean, like, you don't know what they were going through that day. You don't know their mental state, right? So we can't just go around blaming every other person for our problems. There are toxic traits that we all possess. We are not perfect. So when something is happening to you in your life, try to take responsibility for what you can. And you are in control of changing yourself. No one else is going to do this for you. Lastly, I will leave you with this. Take into account that you have gone through trauma, all right? So face the fact that you have gone through trauma, which you already know. And remember that healing from that trauma is your responsibility. Healing is an action. It's going to require you to take some steps, maybe therapy, coaching, support groups, group sessions. Okay, this is actually work that you put into yourself. So you're no longer going to be able to blame everyone else for everything that happens to you in your life. You have to look inward and say, what is going on that I have this negative viewpoint on everything that happens in life? What happened to me when this trauma happened? What core wounds do I have inside? What do I need to heal? How can I become a better person? And it is your responsibility to do this. No one asked for the trauma to happen. No one asked for that toxic, emotionally abusive relationship or upbringing. I completely understand that. But it has happened. We can accept that it's happened, but we need to take the appropriate steps to heal our trauma and move forward out of the place of this victim mentality. As long as you are staying in a victim mentality, you are going to be in a negative, self-sabotaging place in your life. It's going to be hard to form relationships with other people. But the good news is you have 100% control over what you do with your own life. So I hope and pray that you decide to take a look inward. Stop focusing on the outside, you know, what's going on around the world and all these things that are terrible and are happening to you. But look inside and realize you have the power to change. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you watch this video and you enjoy it, don't be shy, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And as always, I wish you all the love